Today's word is begin. Begin can be used as verb with object and verb without object. So, first let us see how we can use begin as a verb without object. So, the meaning is to proceed to perform the first or earlier part of some action, commence or start. So we can use begin when we are starting or when we are trying to do the thing for the first time, or when we are just starting to do that thing. We can say that we are beginning that thing. We can say that we are about to begin that thing. Okay, let us understand this with this example. The story begins with their quarrel. Suppose we are watching a movie, and in that movie or in that story, the story begins with a quarrel of two persons. Or we can take another example: the story begins with their marriage. So the movie or the story starts with the marriage of those two persons. Okay, next, to come into existence, arise or originate. We can also use begin when something came into its existence, or something is just arised, or something that is just originate. We can also use begin in that context also, such as the custom began during the Mughal era. So we are talking about some custom or some tradition that had been begun, that had already begun at the time of Mughals, and they are still running, or they are still prevailing. So we can say that the custom began during the Mughal era. So that was the first time that that custom has been started. Okay, now let us see how we can use begin as verb with object. Okay, to proceed to perform the first or earlier part of some action. It's the same meaning as you can see here, just how we are using it that make it different as with object or without object. Begin the job this Saturday. Suppose a person had gone to another person for job, so that person had given him the job, and he asked him that you can begin or you can start the job from this coming Saturday. Okay, to originate, be the originator of. So we can also use this begin if something is just starting, or we can also use begin when we are trying to say something about a person who had started something. Okay, such as leaders who began the reform movement. So we are talking about some leaders, those who have started the reform movement. To succeed to the slightest extent in, followed by the infinitive. You don't have to understand this. To succeed in the slightest extent. The money won't even begin to cover expenses. Okay, in this context or in the example, we are trying to say that the money this person is earning is not covering his daily expenses. So we are saying that the money won't even begin to cover his expenses. Okay, so he had to earn more so that his expenses would be covered. Okay, now let us see some of the antonyms and synonyms. Commence, create, establish, go ahead, go into, inaugurate, initiate, introduce, launch, and activate. So these are some of the synonyms, and some of the antonyms are seize, close, conclude, destroy, end. So this is the word begin, and I would like you to write a sentence using this word and post it in the comments below.